Hello, I'm Doug McConnell, and we've got some great discoveries for you out here along the open road. We'll explore a world-class trail scraping the skyline of the Bay Area as it reaches its 400th mile, with a lot to celebrate and a lot for us to see. We'll leap from wildlands to urban delights on the Bay Area Ridge Trail and meet some intrepid explorers who've seen it all. The Bay Area Ridge Trail leads to epic adventures and backyard treasures high above the bay.
When you start to understand how interconnected the parks are, you can create new adventures.
The Ridge Trail leads to big, wild landscapes and the sensational summit of a famous city.
There's always something. I would say every hike has had something that was really remarkable and special.
The Bay Area Ridge Trail is a gorgeous gateway to find nature nearby and to find ourselves.
This is your salvation right here. You come up here, there's peace, there's solitude, there's beautiful views.
Every section of the trail has its own magic, every time of day, every season, just everything you're going to experience along the way. It's going to be unique to that place and that time and that moment.
Well, it began as an audacious idea back in the late 1980s, the big notion of creating a trail on ridgelines all around the Bay Area. It would be 550 miles long. That's longer than the distance from San Francisco to San Diego. Year by year and mile by mile, that audacious dream is becoming a world-class reality. In 2021, the Bay Area Ridge Trail will hit its 400-mile mark. There is a lot to celebrate and a lot to see.
It wasn't a foregone conclusion that we would have a ridge trail, so it's really something to celebrate.
Janet McBride has been the executive director of the Bay Area Ridge Trail Council since 2006. She and her small but dedicated staff, with the support of thousands of members and volunteers and many public, private, and nonprofit partners, are bringing one of the most magnificent and diverse metropolitan trails on the planet to fruition.
It's a big vision, and it wasn't easy. Every single inch of trail took somebody getting out there and doing something, doing some advocacy, doing fundraising. So we really depend on all the partners that have brought us to where we are today.
We'll explore just a few of the limitless highlights of the Ridge Trail, from San Francisco's Golden Gate Park to the top of Twin Peaks, above Morgan Hill in Santa Clara County, and near Niles in Alameda County. But we start by soaring skyward above Napa's famous valley and Susquehanna Headwaters Preserve, owned and managed by the Napa County Regional Park and Open Space District, with Park District's Kira Purvis and Napa County Supervisor Ryan Gregory.
This is a getaway for all of us, like this place here. This is a getaway for those of us that live in Napa County. It's a place for us to just come get centered and get healthy.
Napa County currently has 23 miles of ridge trail, including this 1-mile section, which opened in 2020.
We're really lucky that it connects to the adjacent Skyline Park, which has tons of trails, so people were ready to just pop right up here.
Kira and Ryan guide us to one of the many peak experiences on the Ridge Trail, a lofty perch 1,500 feet above southern Napa County and the bay beyond. We did it! Top of the world! This is great!
You get up here and you see the vineyards and you see the cities, and so it's neat to be, removed, and it's quiet, and you have the hawks flying overhead. The really neat thing about the Ridge Trail is creating the network so that people can just go these long distances and feel like they can see, multiple parts of the county.
The use of this area is 3 or 4 times it was before the pandemic. It tells you that people love this and they want more. So I hope it's that momentum for projects like the Ridge Trail to just keep going.
The Ridge Trail is going and growing thanks to visionary and determined partners. South of here, the East Bay Regional Park District's Dennis Waspy and Sean Dugan give us a sneak preview of a new 7-mile Ridge Trail route being planned across these hilltops that should open to the public by 2023.
Well, as our former general manager used to say, the Ridge Trail is part of our DNA. We've been planning this, it's in our master plan, has been, and we're fortunate enough to have some of the most beautiful sections of the Ridge Trail.
Former East Bay Regional Park District General Manager, the late and legendary William Penmott Jr., first envisioned the Ridge Trail concept and got it going in 1989. His beloved park district is now closing in on having 100 miles of the trail gracing its lovely lands.
After the completion of this segment, we'll be 13 miles away from completing all of the segments within the East Bay Regional Park District.
When this segment's open, it'll connect over 50 miles of continuous ridge trail for hikers, with overnight camping along the way.
It's one gap at a time, it's always a puzzle piece, and each gap is unique, and all the easy ones have been completed. We're out at the final stretch here, but it's going to be a challenge to get there.
Adding these new puzzle pieces is a challenge, but it's worth the effort.
Not only are they getting great physical health, but mental health is a tremendous relief. Just up here, breathe the air, enjoy solitude, enjoy nature nearby.
Speaking of nature nearby, we meet up further to the south with Santa Clara County Parks' Rebecca Coates Muldoon on what will be another new 3-mile piece of the Ridge Trail puzzle in a place called Coyote Canyon, opening to the public in 2022 or 23. Rebecca, holy cow, this view up here is spectacular. To the north, I can almost see San Jose, Coyote Valley, and Morgan Hill down here?
Absolutely. There's Morgan Hill spread out in front of us. You've got Gilroy down towards the south. You can see the Santa Cruz Mountains as this beautiful backdrop.
This new ridgeline path will follow protected and connected wildlife corridors and complete over 7 miles of multi-use trails here, with camping nearby. It'll also serve as a primary portal to the big wild of the Diablo Range and Northern California's largest state park, Henrico.
It's this key public access and ecological linkage along the Diablo Range, which is where we are here. We have over 60 miles of ridge trail within our county park system already, and we're already planning another 20 miles or so.
The miles keep coming as we turn northward towards our final destination in San Francisco, where the Ridge Trail leads to unique urban destinations, including on the recently refurbished and beautified eastern edge of Golden Gate Park along Stanton Street. Here, you can pause to play a little bocce before setting off to the top of the town on Twin Peaks, which we do on a very windy afternoon with Janet McBride.
What an amazing place to visit. Just spectacular views. People coming from all over the world to visit and to see the beauty of San Francisco and just a natural beauty that's unsurpassed.
We're almost literally blown away by one of the biggest and best urban views on Earth on the Bay Area Ridge Trail, which never fails to deliver on its promise to provide world-class experiences no matter where we wander. Its visionary founder, Bill Mott, will be pleased to know we now have 400 miles to choose from, but would hold us to his goal of 550. And we won't let him down.
It's a wonderful milestone to celebrate, but the other thing is we're not done yet. This will get done, and it will be a continuous pathway that's going to go as far north as above Calistoga in the north, circling all around and south of Gilroy in the south.
When we come back, meet happy explorers who've walked all 400 Ridge Trail miles and are ready for more. OpenRoad is made possible by the generous support of our underwriters, dedicated to protecting our natural and historical treasures in the Bay Area and beyond. Additional support is provided by these institutions, also caring for our special environmental and cultural legacies and making them accessible to each and every one of us, now and for all time. With the Bay Area Ridge Trail now 400 miles long, some intrepid and very lucky people have seen it all. And one of those intrepid and very lucky people who have seen 400 miles of the Ridge Trail, Luana España, You've loved it. I know you're a member of the Ridge Trail Board of Directors too. So what is it about the Ridge Trail that you love so much?
You know, the Ridge Trail is an epic adventure in our backyard. So in a few minutes, you can go from city to summit and be a world away.
Wow, and it's so quickly nature nearby. What were some of your favorite places that you saw along the way?
Dinosaur Ridge, hands down.
East Bay.
Yes, it's in the East Bay, and it was right in my backyard. So for years, I had ran near it, but when I actually ran to the top of Dinosaur Ridge, I was able to see the whole area where I grew up in a whole new viewpoint.
Wow, that is so terrific. And a couple of others. I mean, let's say on the west side of the Bay or other parts of the Bay Area. Any other favorites?
Sure. Sierra Vista staging area. I love to see the cloud cover in the morning. Wonderlick Park, the redwoods, incredible. And you can run all the way down to Parissima Creek. And we all love the Marin Headlands. So I have to say, every inch of the Ridge Trail and the Marin Headlands, I love.
And I do too.
Yes.
How do you get to these places without getting lost?
All Trails. All Trails is a free app that you can download. And when you do, you open it up and just search for Bay Area Ridge Trail, and all the maps that you need for your adventure are there.
Right there, so you've got them, you can go, you're not going to get lost, you're going to have a good time. And Luana, thank you so much, and I look forward to kind of following more of your adventures out here on the Ridge Trail. And it turns out there's another group that's done all 400 miles, the Kastner family, and we had a chance to meet them. So why did you decide to do all 400 miles of the Ridge Trail?
Well, it started out as really just needing something to do. You know, in the early days of the pandemic, we'd hiked all the parks that were open. And shortly thereafter, we learned that we're going to be moving away from the Bay Area to Boston. And we figured that the best way to honor a place we love is to walk through it, to spend time and really honor the beauty of the place.
And so you did. And Leslie, you know, to take the kids on a big adventure like this, why take the kids, and how was that experience in this, you know, big hike over 400 miles of the Ridge Trail?
Yeah, it's been really wonderful. We've really enjoyed the time together. We've found our grooves and our rhythms, and I think what I've seen in them is just like the understanding that they can do hard things, and so that's been a really wonderful learning opportunity for us.
And Asher, how was it? I mean, being with Mom and Dad and with Nora on these trails around the bay.
It was great. I really enjoyed spending time with them. It's been really fun, and it's nice to have a challenge that you have fun doing.
That's terrific. And Nora, you were up with all the challenges. You went every single mile, right?
Well, I remember this one time where it was like really dark out, and we were all really cold, so he had to go run ahead and get the car.
Okay, well, nonetheless.
But most of the time you did all of it.
Most of the time. That's great. One last quick thing. Ridge Trail. What do you think of the Ridge Trail going out? Do you love the Ridge Trail?
Absolutely.
We love the Ridge Trail.
Yeah.
And you'll be back again for more miles.
Can't wait to come back.
Without question.
Kastner family, thank you for everything, and I am so envious of your journey, and look forward to having you come back to the Bay Area.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Earlier in the show, we celebrated the Bay Area Ridge Trail reaching its 400-mile mark. In Marin County, where I live, there are many miles of ridgeline walks to explore, including in Marin County parks. Here are some lovely images from just a few of those walks. I hope you go check out for yourself. Roughly 2/3 of Marin County is protected land, much of it public parks and open spaces, freely accessible to all of us on a staggering array of scenic trails. "64 miles of which are officially part of the Bay Area Ridge Trail, happily explored by many from here and far beyond. Please join us to be nurtured by our natural world and to celebrate our collective legacy of lands for all the people, for all time. For more information about the Bay Area Ridge Trail and plans for Bothene Marsh, go to NBCBayArea.com/OpenRoad. Well, that's our show. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Doug McConnell, and we'll see you next time right here with more discoveries along the open road.